He was at yesterday's rally to speak against the white nationalists there, but was attacked and left with a broken wrist and his head split open. Madness in the streets of Charlottesville. For some, it might seem like a world away, but for 20-year-old DeAndre Harris, a Suffolk native who moved to Charlottesville 2 years ago, it's reality.
I just wanted to come out, voice my opinion.
Today, the Lakeland High School grad has a cast on his arm, a gash on his head, and other injuries. He says he came out to yesterday's rally to protest white nationalism and got into an exchange with a group of white supremacists.
But it wasn't violent. I mean, it was just verbal.
Until he went into this parking garage near the police station. That's when Harris says the group attacked him.
As I fall down, I'm getting beat by poles and signs, and people are hitting me and kicking me, and I got 8 staples in my head. I got a cut right here above my eyebrow, a busted lip. I broke my wrist. I have a chipped tooth.
Harris says this viral photo, taken by photographer Zach Roberts, captured the brutal beating as he struggled to get away.
In and out of consciousness.
A trip to the emergency room followed. Harris's parents back in Suffolk, unaware of what happened to their son until he FaceTimed them.
I said, "Show me your face." So when he pulled the camera down, I just, lost it because his face was so messed up.
Today, Felicia Harris looks at pictures and watches witness videos in horror.
To know that that's your child and that happened to your child, you could have lost your child, and something like that is not good at all.
A GoFundMe page set up by DeAndre raised tens of thousands for medical bills in a matter of hours. But what this family wants is justice.
That blow to the head could have taken his life.
I just thank God that I'm still here today.
And that Twitter photo in the story we just showed you has been shared thousands of times, including by Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban.
We come here tonight to say and to demonstrate to our friends and to our brothers, those who would beat us over the heads and those who would join us. We are here not just for ourselves, but for all of us, so that all of us may realize America, so that all of us may see the American dream, so that all of us may live, that our children, I am somebody. I may be black, but I am somebody. And I am the brother of every other man, be he black, white, or yellow. And I love it that way.
The White Citizens Council has asked me to announce that Friday night at 9 they'll meet here and they'll have a big parade at 10. We would like to ask each one of you to bring your neighbors, as long as they're white neighbors. Someone told me the other day that Martin Luther King was going to send a nigger to the moon. And he did do it. The nigger got up there and he found a Russian Jew. He asked the Jew how he got up there. He said, "Man," said, "I've been here a month." The nigger said, "Well," said, "if you're so smart," says, "where's the welfare office?" We are not here to mock. I'm asked here as a guest to get up here and speak for these white men. We're proud to have all you white people. We hope sometime in the near future that we'll have many, many more white men to join in this fight. We don't care how many civil rights bills pass. We do not intend for our generation to be speckled like Martin Luther King. We know that we cannot win this fight unless we have God Almighty on our side. And what God segregated, let no man integrate. Thank you and good night. Everything parade sound Friday night at 10 p.m. They most definitely will march through Coon Town, right down the middle of Nigger Town. That's Niggers.
Apparently occurred about 3:30 a.m. A Macomb police officer said he passed by the house as late as 3 a.m. and everything was normal. The explosive, nobody knows what kind or how much, was apparently placed up against the house or rolled up against the house, and when it went off, this is the damage it did. It turned the corner of the brick foundation in, tore out a sectional window placed in front of under the eave. A car parked in the driveway just 6 or 8 feet from the carport had its windshield shattered by the force of the blast. All in all, there were 10 COFO staff workers inside the house at the time of the explosion. 3 of them, boys, were in this carport converted bedroom. And it's amazing that only 1 was injured. He was Curtis Hayes, a 22-year-old Negro from Mississippi.
When I woke up, semi-woke up or something like that, I was lying on the floor by the bed. The bed had been torn apart, and the mattresses were on the floor. And the drapes from the window that was parallel to my bed was lying across my feet, and some of the boards and glass was there. And all I could see was the car outside, and for a moment I thought the car, semi-conscious, was thinking that the car had hit me. And that's why I was lying there. And then I finally figured out that something had happened to the house, and I was bleeding.
Several teams of FBI agents have come into the area, and they've been interviewing the occupants of the house. If there are any clues to the bombing, no one is saying anything yet. This is CBS News correspondent Lou Wood in Macomb, Mississippi.